I'm going to teach you how to make chicken stock. Most people don't make that, but maybe your grandma did. I really like it. It's tasty and useful in lots of things. It's early in the morning. I've been drinking. There's a lot of different ways you could go about doing this. There's a lot of ways you can go about doing this. And that's kind of the beauty of stock. Vinny, what are you doing? You can make, that's the beauty of stock. You can make it any way that you like. And so a lot of people, like in the sense of freshness and purity and, you know, whatever, they'll like buy whole chickens and roast them. And then they take those roasted chickens and, you know, like make the stock from there. Other people just boil the chicken. I'm a fan of using rotisserie chickens because you get all the nice roasted flavors, but you don't have to do any of the work. Also, a lot of times they're cheaper than buying uncooked chicken. You're so naughty. So we're gonna make just a crap load of chicken stock. I got my big lobster pot over here, which is what I typically use, and it typically makes so much stock that it's hard to store it. But that's like a nice problem to have. So we will start with the chickens. Because it's Sunday, meal prep Sunday, we're gonna save some of this chicken just to eat throughout the week. They tie up the chicken for roasting because they need to remove the band. One time, like fairly recently, well maybe a couple months ago, I don't know. I was at a grocery store and I was getting rotisserie chickens to make stock. And this old lady saw me with like 2 chickens in my cart. And I was like looking at vegetables or whatever, and she like came up to me and she goes like, "Do you ever get one of them chickens and then just rip off a leg and eat it?" And I was like, yes. It was weird. Vinny, make good choices. So this is easiest to do when it's like still pretty warm. And it's up to you how much of the meat you want to save. If you don't want to at all, you can literally take these chickens and dump them in a pot. But I like to sort of, I always save like the skin and the fatty bits for the stock, but I like to pull off some of the meat and eat it. So you just use your hands to like work around and grab bits of meat. If it's real hot, you gotta be careful because you can burn yourself. I just like take fatty, somewhat meaty bones and throw them in a pot. And also, if you would like to, you can just rip off a leg and chew on it. Very nice. So I'll be working on breaking down these chickens. This rotisserie chicken is weird. They left in like part of the spinal column for the back. Whatever. It wasn't stock. Probably the part that people like to eat the most is the breast meat, as you can see there. So we'll save that for eating. Stop scratching me. So I'll see you guys when I'm done doing this. When you get about as much meat as you want to out of it, like I could have picked this a lot better, but I don't care. Just throw that shit in there. You want to use all that juice and stuff because it's just rendered chicken fat. It's gonna be delicious. And look at all that meat you got. It's a big old bowl of meat. Yum. Alright.
Vinny, no.
Hey! Now we need other things. Another option you have for stock is to save scraps, chicken scraps, like bones, spines, like fat. Just general scraps. You leave them in your freezer until you're ready for them. So we're gonna dump my chicken scraps in here as well. And you do this for vegetable scraps too. So this is like celery trimmings and carrot trimmings. Looks like broccoli trimmings. Some of these don't look good, so I'm gonna only put in some of them. Some of those look pretty bad. Cut up this giant zucchini, froze it. Oh man. Some of that's freezer burned. We'll put some of that in there. That's the beauty of stock. Anything goes.
Even a dog.
I'm gonna cook you. So now we're gonna look for miscellaneous vegetables that I just got sitting around. So here's some old onion. Some more old onion. Some more old onion. And you don't need to chop these up much at all. Like I just quartered that. Put them in there. Nice. Got some garlic. You don't even need to peel this stuff because you're gonna you're gonna strain it anyways. Snapping these cloves in half. So just throw that shit in there. Alright, now for some actual flavor vegetables. I'm gonna add some cremini mushrooms. I really like adding mushrooms to stock because they have like a natural umami flavor. So it makes the already savory broth savorier. And just for good measure, we'll throw in some fresher vegetables. So some carrot and some old celery. If you want, you can use the less desirable parts such as the inner leaves. What the f? What? Alright, so we've got a giant pot of shit. Frozen chicken, fresh chicken, vegetables of all kinds. Now we need to start getting the flavors rolling. We're gonna add a little bit of spices. So it takes forever to fill this up. And of course, I got the wrong side of the sink empty. So that's gonna take a time. Iggy shake. Nice to meet you. Diddy, sit. Sit. Shake. Shake. Shake your paw. Shake. Nope. Shake. Oh, you almost did it. Diddy, shake. Nice to meet you. Oh! Shit. Uh-oh. Alright. We have the technology. Already you can see like some of the fat from the chicken coming to the top. It's good.
The soup looks delicious.
I'm cooking it right now. Alright, that's probably plenty of water. So, gonna get that on the back burner. Mine doesn't balance very well, so I have to be careful. Oh, there we go. And to high heat. You wanna go on dive in? One more. Alright, let's add a little bit of spices. If you're cooking a stock for a long time, which I mean that's how you make stock. If you're cooking a food item for a long time, fresh herbs in the beginning are kind of gonna go bleh, will be cooked to oblivion. So it's best to use some dry herbs. And I'm using my Herbs de Provence blend. And we'll just give it a big shake on top. I'm gonna throw in some crumbly bay leaves. Now the salt is up to you. Rotisserie chickens have already been salted. I'm just gonna add a little bit. You can always adjust that later. Some black pepper. And here we need a big soup ladle. Stir things up here. This is gonna take quite some time. And we're just gonna keep cooking it down. Then we'll strain it and it'll be great. So we'll check on this periodically. High heat until it comes to a rolling boil. We're gonna turn it down to a simmer after that. So we'll see that in a bit. Good luck, party. Now we got our pot boiling. See, it's at a real heavy boil here. Give it a nice stir, and we'll turn the heat down. Probably to like a medium-low, and we'll have to check to make sure it's still going. There's some debate about like letting the flavors condense by letting it evaporate. I don't really like to do that. I like to let it just cook down. So we'll do that. Hello, Vinny. Hello. You want to smell it? Ooh. Let's check on that stock. 5 hours it has been? Looks hot. Turn that heat off. So you see everything's all cooked. And when you get a ladle full of stock, nice and juicy. So we're gonna start the straining process. Then we're gonna have to let it cool. We'll put it in jars and stuff. But that's basically how you do it. So I'm gonna get myself a big bowl for the waste. Start pulling things out of there. I have found actually that the strainer that one person gave me was actually very good for this purpose. For this porpoise. You just take a big strainer of the good shit and get it out of there. And you just keep doing this till it's all, you got most of the big stuff out. Probably strain the rest of that and you'll be good. I strained out all the shit and now we're gonna play video games while it cools. Chicken stock cooled off. Take here it is. We'll just scoop some of it out here and put it in a jar. How is that so perfect? Perfect. Now it's ready for another time when you need it. Freeze it or fridge it. But you gotta cool it.
You gotta taste it also.
Oh, it's hot though. Chickeny goodness. That's chicken stock. It's pretty good to use. Things. Now you know how to make it. It's gonna take so long to can all that.